All right, hey y'all. So, let me put my thing. So real quick, so real quickly, I want to talk real quick. This is not bad, but I want to talk about feminine men and um, and the difference between because I've mentioned before that I prefer I prefer masculine men. I do, but I want to tell you kind of like the benefits from my perspective of like being with you know. So like in this modern age, I feel like a lot of people, it's very like normal to be feminine and to date somebody who's masculine, regardless if, And I think a lot of people are a little bit like too conserved. Like, I feel like I feel like there's a difference between when somebody is I feel like there's a difference between when somebody is um, I don't know, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, let's get into it. So, there's a big difference between the two. And I personally, like I said, prefer, not necessarily, he doesn't have to be masculine, but, I do like, somebody who is a little bit more, fascinating when it comes to their personality. So, come on, Golden Nugget. So, and speaking of Vegas, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a perfect way to describe how like I date my personality. I'm very walk the streets at night. Like I'm very you know. But here's the thing. So feminine men, there's a huge difference between somebody who is just feminine and somebody who is feminine. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like men who are I feel like women got to know that there is a beauty behind being with somebody who is there's a beauty behind being with somebody who is masculine. I mean, sorry, feminine, opposed to somebody who's just feminine. You know what I'm saying? Or some being with somebody who's just feminine, opposed to somebody who's feminine. Um, but there's a lot of like talk about how people feel like feminine men are gay and this and that, and I see so many feminine guys that it's attractive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they don't realize what a masculine woman is. Masculine woman doesn't mean it's a girl who looks like a man. A masculine woman is a girl who is just naturally more dominant. You know what I'm saying? There's men who are just more submissive. What can I do for you, babe? What can I do this and this and that? I don't like that, but that's the beauty of that. You know what I'm saying? What like me personally, I like guys who are more. It's like I want to be treated like a princess. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't lie. Like sometimes I can, when I'm going through an emotional, I'm really like lazy and I'm not willing to be as like you know, because like I said, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm a very very heavy water sign. You know what I'm saying? And emotions are very essential when it comes to like relationships. And if you're the type of person where you're just so judgmental that you don't like women who do certain things that so it's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But feminine men are like they're more romantic. You know what I'm saying? They're more softer with women. They don't tell women that get down and do this. Like they don't talk to women, so harshly and and that's how they are. You know what I'm saying? Feminine men, they're more receptive to, what do you want to do today, babe? Or, let's go shopping and this and this and that. A lot of women who are they don't know that they're more masculine. They love feminine men, and they don't know that their man is feminine because they're like muscles. And you got to pay attention. Like these men, there's a beauty behind being with somebody who is a feminine guy. Like I'm telling you, some guys can make you feel so just so feminine. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then you have guys who are just feminine. You know what I'm saying? Guys who like wearing eyeliner, or guys who like, you know, bending over and you know what I'm saying? Like those are feminine. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play with those. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of guys get that. A lot of people get that confused. And but there's a beauty behind both. You know what I'm saying? You have masculine men, you know, doing their thing out there. You know what I'm saying? We all know what masculine men are capable of, you know, and it's very normal, you know, to be, you know, but there are men out there who they don't get a lot of like, you know, because they feel like they know that they're feminine, you know what I'm saying? And they know that I'm not macho and this and that, and they have to resort to going to the. There's nothing wrong, but you know, going to the gym and then like, which is good, you know what I'm saying? It balances it out, you know what I'm saying? As a masculine, you know, but do know that, you know, every girl is not checking for somebody who is this like rough and tough. Because I can assure you, I've seen a lot of men. I don't want to speak for me, but you know, there's just a lot of men out there who don't get to they don't get to love the woman that they want to love, because the woman that they want to love, they're, you know, just different. Like they're conservative. Like, um, so yeah. So, but we're not talking about narcissists. You know what I'm saying? Narcissists are very narcissists, and you know, people who are like manipulators. They're different. You know what I'm saying? They change their gender just based. But I'm talking about like just men who are just like just authentic and genuine, and who really care about women. You know what I'm saying? Who really don't mind, you know, just doing. Because I don't know. It's a beauty behind it. But I just wanted to give love to all you feminine men. So yeah.